Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show.
Cheating is in full swing of the new battlegrounds season, which is really annoying after Kabam's positive post on improvements to the mode in the future. Wolverine Relic is causing whiffs when launched. Good news in the follow-up to the Black Panther Civil War buff query we had last week with Kabam, and much more like arena results. Hello everybody, welcome to the Monday edition of the MCN. We've got a collection of stories, the good, the bad and the ugly when it comes to things all Marvel Contest of Champions and Kabam. Of course, we're going to cover it here on this show. Yes, I have had a haircut. Cue Quiff Cam. Look, there's Quiff Cam. It's all quiffy and in the cam. Nice. Yeah, who knew? As one of the longest running Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channels that you would get that type of quality there with a quiff cam. In any case, hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all. Now we're going to kick off with some issues. Very interesting when it comes to like problems, and especially specific problems when it comes to relics. Seen a few threads and posts about this. No answer from Kabam just yet, except for a post edited by Kabam Spice. He is, or she is, the spiciest of the Kabams. But as this player here says, just use my weapon X in Battlegrounds versus Elsa because they were running recoil tree. The whole relic whiffed, nothing connected. And similar thing with other players as well. I thought this was going to be about how the Wolverine one is the most useless relic. No, it's not that. Yeah, Wolverine keeps whiffing and it's annoying. It's funny, they move it but won't acknowledge it. That's true. You can't even use that. I don't get it. It's completely broken. So yeah, I don't know if everybody else is experiencing this issue. I haven't launched the relic just yet. I think the champion's not located with this, a champion that I want or like will put in because I've got Weapon X, but I don't always use that. I don't use a 5-star one anymore. But maybe I'll use it in other content, or maybe take the Wolverine Relic and put it on a new champion to see if that is indeed the case. It could be device specific, who knows at this particular stage. But yeah, there's no answer for Kabam on it, but there's definitely players have reported it, and as well I've received no response from Kabam, so you know, I'll be interested to know if Kabam are indeed investigating it. Now onto a cool update for this Black Panther Civil War question about the buff, the rework and stuff like that. So yeah, if you remember on Friday's MCN, we asked the question, we looked at a thread, and we hadn't had an answer from Kabam in a long time. Since Kabam gave this kind of like idea that we could be receiving a Black Panther Civil War rework back in August, September time of 2022. And the great news is we got a little answer for Kabam Zibbit, which was the update is still definitely in the works for Black Panther Civil War, but we don't have a specific timeline for it just yet. We obviously want to do this update justice, so it is one that is going to take as long as we need to get right. I think that's the thing, how they kind of do this is not as a legacy thing for Chadwick Boseman, but at the same time they want to make sure that if they do it well, they do it right. And I'm hoping, and I fingers crossed with this stuff, because it is always very hit and miss with these reworks and buffs, is that they do something like a Magneto, like Venom, like these champions that then you go, right, well I can use these in lots of different pieces of content, or what is about them is just enjoyable. And that's really what you want to see with these updates and reworks. So fingers crossed. Now let's go on and talk about Battlegrounds. For me, this is always a problem when I'm like, I see something really good and positive, like the message that Kabam put out on Friday. If you haven't seen the Battlegrounds addressing concerns and future improvements dev diary, go and give it a read. We did a dissection of this on Friday. A lot of positive comes out of this, but do bear in mind, positive can only last for a short space of time, especially when it's not been put in game yet, and that's where we're at this stage. Like I read this on Friday and was like, hell yeah, this is great, and then I got sent images on Twitter that made me think otherwise, as to like going, right, well this needs to happen like now, because this isn't right. And this is the problem when I'm doing MCN. I think now and we've got another two-parter on Battlegrounds. First of all, starting with significantly more cheaters in Battlegrounds already. And I don't normally put specific players on blast, but I'm putting specific players on blast in this like coverage here, because it's just really annoying, right? And I'm not, it's not people on the forums, by the way. It's based on the images that I was sent on Twitter that really just piss me off. The first thing I encourage everyone to do is, if you have had an interaction with anybody that has been cheating, please report them. Yes, it is Kabam's job to sort these people out, but that's something Kabam haven't done a great job at the moment, and whatever tech they're trying to put in is something that is going to take a lot longer. So in the meantime, if you have been cheated on in battlegrounds, not in real life, report it. You know, these people need to be kind of taken into account, and their account needs to go. Although I must admit, I would have loved to have seen more stricter punishments on people that cheat in battlegrounds, just to have a thorough deterrent on people. Like 7 days doesn't really feel enough, especially when people are getting some choice rewards, some nice rewards, and I really hope they don't get to keep them, but I'm feeling that by the images and stuff that I've seen, that people get to keep them, which is just so wrong. They need to be stripped away. Now, Battlegrounds went live on Wednesday, and we haven't seen the full flush just yet that Kabam do on cheaters. It would be nice if this was something like, I don't know, once every 2, maybe even 3 days at most, just to flush out a lot of cheaters from all of the leaderboards. But there are people that are slipping through the cracks. It's incredibly cringy to kind of know that there are people that are willing to cheat in a mobile game. Like, that is just, why would you do that? And also it puts a bit of a damper on any kind of massive kind of tournament based thing Kabam could run, because if everyone was allowed to take part or participate in some of these instances, then Kabam would have to look at cheaters within the space. And there's a lot of work that still needs to be done with the technology. As I said, if you kind of look on Friday's information that Kabam posted, there is still stuff that Kabam are looking at to report suspicious matches using the in-game report function. Please do that. And yeah, more work needs to be done. And also, we are addressing the problem by modifying our cheat detection algorithms to make them more effective. Thankfully, we have millions of data points to work with, and we believe we can dramatically improve these systems to combat cheating starting in Season 6. I can't remember. Are we Season 5? I want to say we're Season 5. So is it next No, it is this season. Oh my god. Oh no, why say that? Oh, I thought it was going to be this. I thought, for a moment, we were in Season 5, and I was thinking it's even worse than Season 6. Yeah, so a lot of these data points, or these kind of they still need to be reported, but this cheating, oh my god, so much work needs to be done. I was so positive about this on Friday, and now it's just where are we up to now? Come on. Look, I need to put and this is the thing about putting people on blast and the kind of influx of cheating that I've seen. There's been threads about this, and there's been images. So we've got to put someone on blast, and this is this person here. So I'm really disappointed to see this. Look, 10 seconds with a Dr. Doom against a 6-star Domino in a Platinum or Diamond 3 base kind of matchup and interaction. It is just not right. Especially when a defense champion is a 4-star thing, you're like, okay, well, one player is able to kind of smash that out quite, easily. But then when you look at some of this stuff, and it's this, basically just disappointment with someone throwing a Loki emote. It's funny. It's not funny at all. And this is why Kabam need to deal with this just so quickly. It just needs to happen. Even more so because this was posted on March 19th, so this was yesterday. And whether or not the anti-cheat system is not working properly and as intended, this player is still active in game. This is this person's account. He has a rank 5 Nimrod, by the way, at this given stage, and obviously has made as much gains as possible. But look, 10 seconds with a Black Widow Deadly Origin against a shock immune Dr. Doom, and even worse because you can see the basic attacks are 600. The basic hit is 2,147,000, and this is just a 2-second duration fight with the Dr. Doom versus Domino. This is the sussy stuff. This is the stuff that Kabam need to deal with as soon as possible. I would say if this player jumps into your alliance, and by the way, I've been tracking this player this morning. They have joined, and over the space of 24 hours in kind of total, have joined 3 alliances. So this particular person, if you see them in your alliance, warning, they are indeed a cheater. This whole situation is very annoying, it's very sticky and very frustrating, especially because, you know, we had Friday, that positive post put out, and we were thinking like, okay, well, the future looks golden in what could be kind of dealt with a better mode. But the problem is, as I've said from the beginning, and as like myself and Dan and many other people have said, this is just like a beta. This mode has been feeling like a beta since Season 1. With all these things that are meant to be improving the mode, with, you know, cheating being such a prominent thing, how cheaters are able to prevail, keep certain assets after, which we know in some cases, there may be other ones where like I don't 100% know, but I would say that it feels like these players are getting to keep their rewards. And you know, in prison, like, you know, if you are a criminal, you make $1 million, £1 million before you go into prison, and then when you come out of prison, right, you go back to having that £1 million. It's like, you know, you kind of think like if you done illegal means to get that wealth or get those rewards, then you should have those rewards stripped from you. So when you come out of prison, ban, essentially is what I'm going to use in this example, is that you would not be having those rewards for you, because then you've kind of like, you really have just kind of ruined you've abused the system of it. I mean, look, it's not as strict as we would like when it comes to the punishment, and that's something Kabam need to work on. And we've just seen in this example, this particular player that I kind of mentioned, you know, they've been active in cheating for over 24 hours and haven't been picked up on yet. So whether or not the anti-cheat system is failing at this particular level, that is another thing entirely, but it just ain't good at the moment for this, and especially, you know, to improve these systems to combat cheating starting in Season 6. I wouldn't have even put that. I would have put Season 7 just to cover your back, because it's just not working out. There's a thread about this one. So yeah, like, just ain't good. Part 2 to this segment is all about Kabam working on things, and that's just there was an interesting thread that started up from the subject of the post on Friday. As I said, for me, it was a case of like, I felt positively that Kabam had an idea of, or a handle on what the players wanted to see improved. But yeah, it largely comes back to what I said in his thread. We're working on it, and great, by the way, this is great, like segments and people saying stuff, especially here saying about loss of faith. My word of last week was trust, and trusting in Kabam to make these particular things. And look, the thing, if you're looking at these, like myself or any other people, and saying, oh, we're just, you know, criticizing or moaning about the game, it's like, no, we want to see the game do well, because we're passionate. Kabam know we're passionate about the game. We want it to succeed. People are still passionate about this game, that they will spend money on the game, even in the state that it's in at times. And it's not an unplayable state. It's just a case of like, the things that are bugs and problems affect players in a degree where sometimes they can't make progression in certain content because they have bad inputs based on the game's compatibility. They've got other problems when it comes to battlegrounds, with cheaters, with the unscrupulous ways of playing in metas or top metas when it comes to using the pools, exploitation, and so many more. Like, in the MCN we cover a lot of this stuff, and I think we fairly give it the positive and also the critical elements of coverage with it. In any case, just want to end off this point with something said by Mackie, which I kind of feel like resonate quite well, especially with me. I don't know if they resonate with anyone else, but especially, first of all, saying at this moment in time, it very much appears that Kabam are reactive and not proactive. Look, Kabam do get bugs kind of like sorted out, especially when it comes to stuff that's kind of like instantly happening, where you know, something's quick happened and they've had to kind of do it. It's difficult because we have so many bugs at times. It's just trying to remember some of the things that they've done where it's been quick to deal with them. I think the Battlegrounds had a bug when the season launched, and they quickly sorted that out. There was also a few other things as well, but as I said, like bugs, there's so many bugs at times that pop up, and then I have to be quickly fixed. It's just crazy. But in any case, bugs will always be there. There is no denying that, but they could make changes to reduce the amount of bugs that slip through the cracks. Especially true for some of the stuff that we've seen with Battlegrounds, which, it's a mode that works, but it's a mode that doesn't work exceptionally well. But as I've said, like, it's just been a beta for Kabam may say different to that, but it's always felt like a beta since Season 1. But yeah, some great points also with stuff, especially talking about, you know, recording screens. And something that resonates with me as well, something that I've said recently, you know, that said we should make more of an effort to make detailed reports. I do agree with that one, but also going on to say there is no enjoyment in having to record fights in case, like, you know, they appear. And that's I've said before, like, I want to enjoy my game on a pastime. This is the thing about like MCOC. Love the game, love it's a pastime. Yes, okay, I do like videos on it, but at the same time, like, I like to sit down on a Sunday, maybe play some content. Last night I played EOP, which I'm kind of like nearly done on, and had a great time with using magic against Icarus. And these little bits of joy, you know, where I've had to do a sweaty 11-minute fight, you know, are great. But at the same time, it doesn't excuse the other areas when I have like issues, problems, same thing with other players, and have to look at cheating and also cover and you know, point out when somebody's been just ruining this game, and Kabam can't do a good job with a anti-cheat system, which they say themselves is meant to start this season. It hasn't done that, has it? In any case, let's finish off the show. We're talking about arena results, and have your say about like the state of the game. Maybe I'll do a state of the game type video. Look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. But in any case, like, what's your current thoughts and stuff? Anyway, do arena results for Vivision and Sunspot. Now, we didn't get a huge amount of data, but we've got enough to kind of like be really helpful, especially because we've got the best bit of data. I mean, thanks to everybody that's kind of submit stuff here, also on Twitter, but this one is the best one here, 54,000,432. It probably means that close to about 50 got the champion. But yeah, 54, nearly 55 mil. I'll say it's 55 mil. Got position 332. And thanks very much to Kingfisher for this info. Position 99 was 263 mil. So yeah, Vivision going. Actually, I think I got my predictions right this time. So hey, go me. But it's still very high. And I would say it's going to be the similar predictions for round 2. So yes, that's all that rusted. Well, done and dusted. Just end by saying thank you very much to those who support the channel as a YouTube member and as a patron who are on screen right now. Thank you very much. Much love to all of you. And also those who support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. I'll be live streaming a lot more this week. I think I did 4 days last week, which is a new, well, let's go back to an old record. So we'll try and get some more streams in, and I'll try and squeeze in a YouTube stream as well. Check out some other content which is located on screen, and there might be one more video today and then a couple tomorrow, maybe. And also second channel work. I've got to do some stuff on the second channel as well. Thanks everybody. Have a great day. Bye bye.